Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment before we get into it. We post 5+ videos a week, and this time around, we're doing part 2. Here's a card for part 1 of the 10 players looking to reach the finals for the first time. If you haven't seen part 1, basically, we found this article on NBA.com. By Sean Powell, talking about 10 players reaching the finals for the first time. He details each players, and we've been going through each one of it, talking about what he says, and then we both provide our thoughts after that. And so, yeah, let's just start it off.
And of course, man, let's hop off with MVP candidate and most likely to win MVP,
That's
Nikola Jokic, Denver Nuggets.
Jokic. Winning the MVP, which is certainly possible, comes at a price. Suddenly, the hoop world judges you on a higher plane and a stricter one in terms of championships or at least trips to the promised land. Jokic has plenty of time to reach the finals. He recently turned 26 and is staring at another 10 years of excellent basketball, assuming good health. It also helps that the Nuggets are a well-run organization without any serious salary cap issues, and that Jokic is easy to build around because of his passing skills. If Jamal Murray were healthy, Jokic would have a stronger chance at a breakthrough in these playoffs. Should Murray return in peak form and with Michael Porter Jr. on the rise, Jokic could get over that hump next season. Big facts for that.
Yeah, man, very big facts. I know they're in the Western Conference right now, but the Nuggets, they're a well-run organization. They have good pieces in Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., your boy, Bol. And the other thing as well is the powerhouse teams, or like the teams that would be on top.
Don't leave out Campazzo. What?
Yeah, Campazzo. But my point that I'm trying to say is that LeBron, eventually, he's going to slow down, man. And when that happens, there's going to be a huge window of opportunity for the Nuggets to be the face of the Western Conference, and they'll be the favorites.
But when is LeBron going to slow down? 42? 44?
I mean, eventually, man.
Eventually.
I mean, I would
say... Someday.
I say within the next 4 years.
Because they've been saying Tom Brady was going to slow Look at that.
But Tom Brady,
and same with LeBron. We've been saying it for like 3-4 years now.
Exactly, but I have faith that eventually LeBron is gonna slow down.
No, fact. I mean, shit. You don't need faith, bro. It's biology.
Yeah, you don't need faith. That's just biology. But then watch 10 years from now, it's like, yo, LeBron is still going tough.
Like that video, the one where it's like when they were doing the Cavs and Warriors, and it was like 2044. He
it's
turned
like
into a robot.
He got LeBron 2.0. He got an exoskeleton.
Man, that's a classic video right there.
That is, but he's in a good organization. They got some good pieces. Be a little bit patient, Nuggets fan. Your times are about to come.
And a great thing you pointed out is we talked about this with Embiid and Simmons in the previous video. It helps that the Sixers were in the East. That why they have a much better chance, besides the Brooklyn Nets being there. But aside from that one team, of reaching the finals. At the very least, just reaching. We're not talking about winning it all, just reaching it. And if the Nuggets, or not the Nuggets, if this trio, or shit, if this exact team was in an Eastern Conference team, come on, man. No doubt that Jokic would have reached. Even without Murray this year, if they were in the East, I think the bets that they would even make the Eastern Conference Finals would still be pretty high.
Of course. Oh, man, and you also can't underestimate the fact that they also got Aaron Gordon. He's been a great addition.
Holy shit! I forgot. That was a great. As soon as that move happened, I was like, oh shit.
And look, man, that kind of what separates good organization from bad organizations, man. Aaron Gordon was rotting away in the Orlando Magic, and look how he's doing right now with the Denver Nuggets.
And it's not only that they're a well-run organization with massive talent on their hands right now. It's also the fact that talent that they have works really well on, and from what we know, because we don't hear crazy rumors out of these people, on and off the court. They seem to mesh well, and shit, even when Murray fell out, like Campazzo picked up the PG weight, and MPJ picked up the scoring weight, and shit, maybe one day Bo picks up some of the more big man weight, and Gordon just doing what he was supposed to do, and a little bit more. And Jokic is just... Honestly, earlier this season, both of us had no doubt that Jokic was the best center in the NBA.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I would say it's almost up in the air with Embiid versus Jokic. But there's no doubt that those two are the top two centers and the top two big men in the NBA, regardless power forward, center, and
easy
top 10 talent in the NBA.
You
top
can make
10.
that top 15.
Top
sure.
15 for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Arguably top 10, top 15, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
And I expect Jokic, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying expect. I'm not saying hope. I expect him to at least appear in the finals once in his career. At least once. That's how much I believe in this Nuggets and Jokic.
Okay. And speaking about people that we believe in or don't believe in,
shit.
man.
I don't believe in this guy.
I definitely
I
don't.
used to though. Back in the Pacers days.
No, hell no. I thought this guy was always overrated as fuck with his label
You're crazy.
Playoff P. Now, mind you, Game 2 wasn't his fault. He showed up for Game 2 here with the Clippers. You guys didn't get to him. We're talking about Paul George, LA Clippers.
That's true, but you're tripping out. Before I get into this paragraph, you're tripping out. You are disrespecting Pacers, PG, man. He was almost as good as Heat LeBron back then. Think about that, which is crazy to
Still
think
got
about.
the L.
No, he still got the L, but I'm just saying. So don't forget that.
That's cute.
All right. George has heard all the slander by now, some of it warranted, about his playoff failures. His best previous chances to reach the finals was with the Indiana Pacers in the early 2010s, but James and the Heat's big three stood in his way. Since then, George has team hopped to position himself for that next step, to no avail. ... So far.
Definitely.
He
ran into the Luka wall.
This is arguably his best shot with a Clippers team that's well seasoned, has a championship coach, and most importantly, brings Kawhi Leonard to the argument. George will need to hold his end of the deal and maybe a bit more to erase the stench of previous failures. For sure, nobody would appreciate a first championship more than George, but each year he comes up short. That boulder on his back gets bigger. And guys, I just want to stress that this article was written before the games were played out.
And look, I want to stress as well, so hopefully 10 or 15 years down the road, like Paul George doesn't pull Kwame Brown and starts roasting everybody that has talked shit about him. I got nothing against Paul George as a person. I heard he's one of the nicest approachable players in the NBA.
Yeah, he seems cool.
I think some of the pressure that's been on him, like the pandemic P,
he put it on himself.
He did with all that shit that he's talking. He put it to himself.
Yeah.
But that stench, bro, is getting man.
No, I mean, when we talked about Chris Paul in the previous video, even the article mentioned how he has that stench on his resume. CP3 is a guaranteed Hall of Famer. PG's not, but CP3 is a guaranteed Hall of Famer, and not having a ring or a finals appearance is a stench on his resume. And for PG, it's the same thing, but on a lower level, in a sense that not having a finals appearance is a stench on his almost credibility, because it's like, I feel like he's a little underrated in the sense that people are acting like this guy can't play. This guy can play, bro. This guy, don't act like he can't play.
He can play. He's just not. He's not your number one.
And the only reason I'm not completely mad at the media and the fans for hyping that overratedness on him, that overrated tag on him, is that fact that he did bring it on. Like, I'll never forget watching that interview, and he was like, I forgot exactly what he said, but it was something like, y'all ain't never heard of playoff P, da-da-da-da-da-da. And literally,
I'm like,
those playoffs, he ate shit.
I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
You have no...
And I'll never forget watching, I think it was in that last fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was in that last fourth quarter where they were getting demolished. And it was that last game before they fell out of the playoffs, where he bricked the shit out of that three on the fucking side of the backboard. All like that, bro. That shot hurt me, and I'm not even a Clippers fan or a PG fan like that. But just as a basketball fan, and like, if I was in this, that shit just hurt to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, like, low-key, I'm just kind of rooting for the guy at this point to just like, man, I want you to get that shit off your back. I don't know how much it honestly bothers you, but if I was in your position, it wouldn't kill me, but I know it would be in the back of my mind, like, man, fuck y'all, I'm gonna do something to get this monster off my back, and hopefully one day he will. I honestly, it's because of Kawhi, but Kawhi leaves Clippers,
they're fucked.
I don't foresee a finals appearance in PG's career future unless he goes to serious contending team.
And the Clippers curse is a real thing, man. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna say that.
Honestly, I think the best thing PG could do for his career is accept that maybe he's not even a Robin at this point. Maybe he's a third person. Imagine what we're seeing with the Bucks right now.
So
instead of Drew Holiday, PG was there. I think we'd get maybe similar execution of success. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But they're,
Nah, we'll see.
Same level.
But let's move on to the next player over here.
This guy's proven himself.
This guy's a legit person that does step up in the playoffs. Damian Lillard, Dame time, Portland Trail Blazers.
He wants to win a title in Portland, the only team he's known, which is why Dame refused chances to leave town in the past. Well, that and the fact Portland gave him a supermax deal to stay, there's no loyalty without money. By tying his championship chances exclusively to the Blazers, Lillard could be limiting himself and running out of time. The Blazers reached the 2019 Western Conference Finals, but will need an influx of top talent to make a return trip in the near future. Not only is Dame loyal to the Blazers, he's also loyal to CJ McCollum, and Portland will never trade CJ for frontline help unless Lillard gives the okay, which he won't. Lillard has 4 big money seasons remaining on his deal and is essentially a Blazer for life. If that means he won't win a championship with a Portland franchise that isn't on the wish list of top free agents and will never be bad enough to get a number 1 overall pick, apparently he's fine with that. And honestly, I said it as soon as he signed that Supermax. To me, that doused heavily the chances of Dame ever winning a championship. Because I've been saying this for like 5, maybe 6. I don't know if it was 14 or 15 when I really was buying into Lillard. I was like, man, bring him to a well-run organization, low-key, and I'm not being biased here. He would fit really well in the Heat culture. Yeah, man. I've been saying that. He has that mindset.
But look, man, the Trailblazers are a well-run organization.
They are, but
they're not a bad organization.
It's what the writer pointed out, which I would always tell people. Portland is not a free agent destination. The same way that Utah isn't a great free agent destination for Donovan, and maybe even Denver for Jokic. Like, those free agent destinations matter a lot in free agency. Where did KD go? San Fran. Where did he go after? Brooklyn. Where did Harden go? He went to Houston. Where did he go after? He went to Brooklyn. Where did Blake want to fucking ride out to? Obviously, it helped that KD and Kyrie and everybody was there, but went to Brooklyn.
Yeah, but James Harden, he got traded over there.
He asked, though. He was pushing for it. It wasn't, I know it, but I'm saying he was pushing for it.
It was on his list.
And when you can, the players want to play in cities that they genuinely want to live in. And think about it. You're rich. You're fairly young. You're athletic. You just got everything in you that you can get anything you want in life. Why would you want to live in a small town? Let's be honest. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, some people like to be.
I'm saying for most people. I know there's some. That's
some
true.
People want to be left alone, man.
No, that's true. I mean, just like Giannis in Milwaukee.
Just like some people in South Florida, they live in Pinecrest because it's a nice area and they want to be left alone.
Hey, fun fact, guys. I'm just telling you right now, as 2 people from SoFlo, if any athletes want to come play for the Heat or any Miami team, just know that when you live in Miami, unlike LA or New York, I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just saying, if you live in Miami, you can choose to live in a very busy life, or you can live secluded. Tell me you can't have both. You can choose which one you want.
Okay, but
if you play for a Miami team.
To be the unbiased Heat fan over here, those locations have suburbs as well. They could be like laid low if you wanted to as well.
yeah, but unlike those locations, you can live that life, that low-key life in a nice condo, because we got sunny hours. I'm not gonna get too much. Sorry, guys. Okay. But I'm just saying, hey, Dame, if you want to live that low, because I know you like Portland. Hey, we got similar vibes. Okay. Although I haven't traveled to Portland yet. That is a city I do want to visit. But that being said,
let's move on to the next.
Well, I just want to say, I think his chances are still solid in Portland. I'm not gonna, unlike the other couple other people we talked about. I still think he has a chance. I see not a great chance, but
I foresee 2 things going on. I see one thing like similar to what happened to the Spurs back in the when David Robinson was playing. That when he got injured, shit hit the fan for the Trailblazers, and they had some lottery luck, and they were able to get a high.
That was so great. They got the best power forward of all time.
Maybe something like that could happen.
That'd be sick.
Or number 2, the point that I was saying with the Nuggets, a window's gonna open in the Western Conference. That LeBron is he's gonna slow down, man. I say when he's 39 or 40, and there's gonna be a window of opportunity for your Nuggets.
That's true.
For the Trailblazers,
I said the same thing about
those type of teams are very good, but not good enough to be on the top. That they're gonna have a chance.
The problem with that is that CJ and Dame are noticeably, not significantly, but noticeably older than the Jokic and Beal. So they'll still be in their 30s, but hey, the Warriors were winning championships in their 30s, and
exactly.
I just wish he wasn't so tied down. But I get it. I really do, to an extent. But hey, loyalty over titles, I guess.
Hey, exactly.
You respect it. I respect. Everyone chooses their own path.
Exactly. All right. And speaking about somebody that picked the easy path over here.
But, damn, shots fired.
But this guy's past his prime, so I don't blame him. He's smart.
That's true.
I'm talking about Blake Griffin, Brooklyn Nets.
In 8.5 seasons with the Clippers, he didn't reach the conference finals. In 3+ seasons with the Detroit Pistons, he made to the playoffs once. A solid career hasn't been kind of Griffin from a deep playoff run standpoint. Perhaps his only consolation was getting a max deal and jumping over a car to win the dunk contest title. It would be bittersweet if Griffin, now in his career twilight, finally reached the promised land. Bitter because he's now a role player on a team with bigger stars. Sweet because a championship under any circumstances is valued. Griffin made peace with the situation by taking a buyout from Detroit in order to join Brooklyn. It's a perfect situation for a former All-Star. He can live in the big city, play without much burden, and never worry about seeing a double team. And honestly, it ties in what I told you guys. Look, coincidentally, they want to live in a big city. And I said it, didn't I tell you? As soon as he got signed to Brooklyn and we did that video, here's a card. I was saying, watch, we're going to get a different Blake Griffin because a player, as long as they still have that talent, their effort and their spirit gets revitalized and re-energized and reinvigorated when they're in a place they want to be.
The man all of a sudden remember how to dunk again.
Yes, his legs suddenly found springs again, and it goes to show. So just tying that in with that good free agent city goes a lot into championships. And honestly, I'm happy for Griffin. Come on, we can both agree. He's out of anyone right now that we've said on the list, because we've gone through most of the list by now. Look, he has the highest chances because he's on the Brooklyn Nets. That's why.
I mean, that's common sense, bro.
And honestly, it is bittersweet, but I think he's gonna embrace it the same way that Rondo, obviously it wasn't his first, but Rondo, Dwight, championship with the Lakers last year.
It's not like the Griffin's not doing anything, man. He's a contributor.
He's contributing. He is actually, because he could have just been sitting on the bench and not doing shit. Maybe like a T-Mac. T-Mac.
T-Mac, they got T-Bag what?
On the Spurs, although obviously they didn't win a championship. Or shit, you can even throw in the Jeremy Lin when he won it with the Raptors. Blake Griffin is actually contributing minutes, contributing points, contributing overall on the floor. Because he's still, when he's on the floor, it's still a guy you got to watch out for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it helped that, unfortunately, when Aldridge retired, so then it's like, okay, more big man duties that Aldridge was going to help carry went to Griffin. And as Irvin pointed out, he still got it.
Yes,
and
sir.
Man, shit, maybe he pulls a Iggy and ends up being the Finals MVP. No, could you imagine?
We'll see what happens. And speaking about it, okay, we have another guy here that can definitely still bring it for sure. Tyler Hero should have been traded for him. I'm talking about Bradley Beal, Washington Wizards.
Look, Bradley didn't want to do the trade, so that's a part of it.
Man,
but
fuck that guy. Man, delusional.
Speaking on Bradley.
Yeah, that's why he's getting his ass kicked by the 76ers.
Staying with the Wizards has made Beal rich, and he'll be 28 next season, so he's still in his prime.
Hey, man, 30 staring at his face, bro.
He must now decide if he's willing to spend the rest of that prime in Washington and with a team in transition. Beal has one more season left on his contract and a player option for 2022-2023, meaning he could ponder forcing a trade this summer or waiting for unrestricted free agency in 2023. That makes him very valuable to a contender searching for a missing piece, and also valuable to the Wizards if they're looking for a big haul in a trade. Beal is prideful and feels he hasn't received his proper respect from the NBA world. In the past 2 seasons, only James Harden has a higher scoring average, yet Beal, unlike Harden, has yet to make an All-NBA team in that span. He may believe the only way to change this perception is with a fresh start elsewhere, and not only him, I would say a lot of people may believe in that, because it's been a theme in the entire 10 players we've touched on. We just finished on the guy who realized it a little too late into his career. Force a trade or choose a play. No, I'm talking about Griffin. Force a trade, a buyout, or choose a city, a true contender if you really want to win a title. And if you can, try to do it a little bit sooner than your twilight, because like what we just said, Griffin's in his twilight. And Beal, we touched on it with Dame.
Look,
a couple other players.
One of the perfect examples I'm gonna
try to do it sooner than later is all I'm saying.
Look, he's made a choice. He's made very clear with his choice about the Washington Wizards. Yes, he's frustrated, but the example I want to give over here is with Kemba Walker.
He made a choice with that money.
With Kemba Walker, he was rotting away with Bobcats, then became the Charlotte Hornets, and I think it's a little bit too late when he transitioned and he signed as a free agent to the Boston Celtics.
That's a good example,
Because
actually.
look, he's 28, 29. Look, still in his prime, but he's exiting his prime. And as you saw with this year with Kemba, man, the injuries unfortunately started.
Yeah, because he would still be in his prime right now. Because your prime for NBA players, the average is between 26, 27 to 32, 33.
Yeah.
But that injuries has short. And that's the thing, another thing to keep in mind. Like, you just never know when you're going to get an injury or how bad an injury might affect you. Like, look at DeMarcus Cousins. That man was an all-NBA unstoppable force,
and now
he's not even in the league.
No, he is. He's sitting in the
There
bench
you
with the
go.
Clippers.
Yeah.
About to get their
about to not be in the league.
About to get clapped.
But he's not even spoken about. And he didn't get into the Clippers for a while. He was floating around for a minute.
Yeah, he was on a 10-day contract, and then they signed him for the remainder of the season.
And hopefully that doesn't happen to Beal, because
no, it's not.
He's only 28, but like you said, that is staring right in the face of 30. By 2022, if he waits until that, add another 2 to 3 years, so he'll be 30, 31, kind of like Jim. Well, actually, kind of like Jimmy when he chose Miami, because he chose Miami around 29, 30. And we'll see. And look, we see it with Jimmy. If Jimmy went to the Heat a little earlier, he would still have a little more endurance on, because just, your body ages.
Yeah, of course.
He can't be gassed out back to back. We saw it happen in the final. We're not talking about this because this is a different Heat team, a washed out Heat team.
Yeah.
But in the finals, he wasn't able to pull a 4-game winning streak like a 06 Wade, who was fucking 24 at the time, I think.
Yeah.
And Beal, you got to keep that in mind. Although, honestly, all that being said, it's another theme I've been pointing out. I don't see Beal. If he stays with Wizards, it's not happening. I'm sorry. I don't see free agents going there. Westbrook got traded there. Also, Westbrook was just fed up with OKC at that point. And if he goes anywhere...
You mean he got fed up with the Rockets?
God damn.
Jeez, man, you just...
what time is it?
What?
But
it's time to end this episode. What?
No, facts. It's not going to happen.
Guys, let us know what you guys think of this.
Unless he goes to the Heat, bro. What?
Yeah, okay, man.
Or the Lakers.
No, hell no, not the Lakers.
Bro, I'm just saying, if he wants to, I'm being unbiased, bro.
Okay, yeah.
And you put Beal with AD and an aging LeBron. Sheesh. Come on, bro. That's a beast right there.
Or what? Or have him play with your boy Luka. What? Damn.
Getting my Maverick shirt right then.
Andrade would be like that meme on TikTok that I've been seeing. It's like, oh my god, doom 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 doom.
Oh, with the money and shit.
Yeah, with the money. I want this now. I'm like the season pass, like knocking at Mark Cuban's door. I'm like type stuff.
Nah, man.
But guys,
Beal and Luka. Damn.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys...
might have just called the future, bro.
Yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think in the comments, man. Out of these 5 that we put in the top player, who you guys think?
And all 10 from both parts, too.
Exactly.
Like, give us both.
We would love to hear that.
Highest chance to make a finals first, and lowest chance, actually. Oh, and actually, no. Highest chance, and also who you actually want to see make it first. Because there's a difference.
Yeah.
Who do you most want to see reach the finals? Not even win a championship, just reach the finals.
Yeah. Of course. And guys, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. You catch us on Twitter, TikTok, and where else?
Podcast platforms.
Exactly. Spotify and Apple. We'll catch you guys soon. For now,
Take
later.
care.